Welcome back to the Delaware Way. I'm Larry Menti. I am joined by the new Chief of Police in Wilmington, Robert Tracy, who just got off an Amtrak train coming back from New York. Why were you up there?
Well, I was at a conference with the National Network of Safe Cities, and some of the things that we talked about earlier, some of this evidence-based policing overlaid with intelligence and technology on top of deployment. When you combine these strategies and you go and you look at the groups that are committing the violence and you give them choices and you talk about the moral voice of the community, we actually tell them enforcement's going to come if you don't put down the guns and stop the violence. And you're actually then giving them options out of it. And it's very powerful, and it's had some great success, but it's something that you have to continually stay on top of. It's a lot of work.
But because of your connections in Chicago, because of your connections in New York, you were up there to speak to them about the strategies that have worked in the past, but you've also asked them to come down here to help you in Wilmington.
Right. So one of the things is that they've asked me, because I've had some successes, you know, as academics and as practitioners. So I've been fortunate enough to be a practitioner that has executed some of these somewhat theories and strategies with some very good success. So I've went up to New York and spoke to a lot of my colleagues about the successes and how to implement these strategies. So building the base in the last 8 weeks of accountability and the methodology of CompStat, now I'm moving forward with some of the strategies that have worked in other places. And the individuals that are part of the National Network of Safe Communities, I've asked them, will you please come down? I am going to start it, but with their support, I can even be better at this, because our success is with the community knowing what's going on and with their cooperation.
And you've asked them to, are they coming?
They absolutely made a commitment to me, so we should see them shortly. And if their timeline is so tight, I'm going to start implementing some of these things in consult with them, but I'm certainly going to have some of them come down here.
Well, I know everybody in the state is wishing you luck. You have a lot on your shoulders right now, because we have made the contention, and we've had several people sitting in that chair who were at the highest levels of state government and local government who have agreed that crime in Wilmington is related to everything.
Yes.
The economy of the state, the economy of Wilmington, the schools, everything is connected to crime in Wilmington, as much because of a safety problem, but a public image problem and a national public relations problem. I'm sure you would agree with that. You know what you're walking into when you have this. Have you felt that support from the state and from people down in Sussex and Kent County because of that? Well,
absolutely. The reason why I took this job, I saw the vision and I saw the accountability that this new mayor, Mike Pizicki, has. And because of him, this is why I took this interview, because I saw hope, I saw optimism, I saw someone that wanted to make a change for the difference for all communities, understood the economic engine of the investment that we have from financial institutions and other corporations that have invested in this community. And as they go, they help create jobs. And jobs is what's going to get us out of these things. Number one is going to be education. That's the break the cycle. Let's make sure everybody's educated, and then jobs follow. But I've had unbelievable support, not just from my mayor, but from the governor. I've met with the U.S. senators. I've met with our U.S. representative. I've met with our state representatives. And then every other social service agency, the Attorney General, the U.S. Attorney, everyone is saying, what can we do to give you help to make sure that we succeed for this city? And it's been humbling coming here into this city and the amount of support that I'm getting and the way I've been received. I was not prepared for that. I know I have a tough job, but I also know I have a lot of support actually from the faith-based community and even from the most challenged communities, because I'm in there every single day. I actually try to go to every shooting that happens to make sure that we're doing the proper way I want to infuse this new type of strategy. And I'm actually riding around, and you'll see me on a Saturday, Sunday in some of these challenged communities. I get out and I actually walk by myself. Speaking
of challenged communities, we're running out of time, but one last question. The schools in Wilmington have a particular crime problem and a particular safety problem, and there's always this delicate balance of when the police should come in and when you let security there handle it. Do you have a take on that? How involved should the Wilmington Police be in the schools, in the high schools?
Well, we have certainly school resource offices. Certain schools have offices assigned to them, not only in Wilmington, but throughout the county, because obviously a lot of our kids going to schools almost 10, 12 miles. The uniqueness of Wilmington that I'm trying to get my arms around is that when I worked in Chicago and both New York, we had one school district. in Wilmington, we have, I think, three major ones, and two others carve out some area in Wilmington. And our students are actually taken to a lot of other locations. That's very difficult. If you don't have high schools, that's the anchor of the community. And when children are actually bussed out and they come back in, and we don't have a safe haven or an area, that's an issue. That's well above my pay grade as far as how we solve that.
Well, you say it's well above your pay grade, but you seem to be saying that Wilmington would do better with one school district.
It would do better with one school district, and it would do better if we had local schools that we can actually identify, and people can rally behind that and have a sense of community.
Wonderful. Thank you, sir. We're all counting on you.
Thank you, Larry.
Wilmington's new Chief of Police, Robert Tracy. When we come back, space technology that can be used on Earth to save lives, and it's all been developed by a Delaware company. We'll talk about that when the Delaware Way continues.